I'd like to call the September 9th meeting. Sorry, we're a few minutes late to order, please. Please rise for the opening prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. All right.
Father, we pray that you be with us today as we do the business of Elsie. Father, that you would help us to do it to the best of our ability, and that we would be honored and glory to your Son.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Corrections, additions, deletions to this evening's agenda. I got it here. Under President, number 2, FOIA denial. Number 3, Ordinance Committee. And number 4, we're going to go into a closed session to discuss purchase options for the fire department.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Support.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of the minutes from August 12th, 2025.
I so move if there's no additional changes.
Support.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Presentation of the bills. Bills for the month came to
I've seen it.
$33,110.19.
There it is. Make a motion to pay the bills for $33,110.19.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pay the bills. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Special reports, Clinton County update with County Commissioner Nicole.
Hi, my name is Nicole Fickus. I'm the County Commissioner for District 1 here. And I've been in communication with Representative Tim Kelly's office, and he's fully aware of all the challenges that you all are facing here. He would have liked to have been here tonight as well, but they're trying to finish up the state budget, and he will be here at his soonest available time. He and I are both here to help with all of the challenges that you're facing in the ways that are appropriate for this municipality, and we'd like to stay in communication with you all and be aware of what's going on. And you know, I really truly hope the best in your negotiations and hope that you land on a spot that is best for everyone and the people that you serve. With respect to the county, we approved 2 resolutions authorizing additional opioid settlement actions for lawsuits. One is against the Sackler family and the other is against small manufacturers. Right now, each state or each county receives $2 billion over the course of 20 years to address the opioid crisis. And we, as a county, are issuing grants to address this. Recently, we administered $300 and some thousand for this, and every year we will be approving grants to support the opioid crisis from prevention, harm prevention, addressing the pills on the street and all of those things. Another thing is the Sheriff's Department requested to change correctional health care providers. We approved that request. That will save the county $20,000 this year and $100,000 next year. We have our first budget meeting September 11th. Right now we are estimating changes from state and federal funding that has yet to be determined. And so we will be working out our budget through October. And we are still waiting for a jail and 4-H assessments on what that might cost to keep those up. Do you have any questions or anything that you all need?
Oh, man.
Not at this time.
All right,
Thank
let
you
me
for
know if
keeping
you
us
do.
updated.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you.
Hero Park and Scripture Brick Committee update with Dorothy and Ornelas.
We had our car show, and we had about probably 30 cars. There might have been 29, but give or take a few. And we were able to meet the $2,500 donation, so now we will be able to get $2,500 from Modern Work Funds. So that will bring us up, so we'll have some money to work with for the park. And I turned in 18 red bricks to Mike White, which is with Owasso Monuments in Owasso, and he will be printing those up, and those will be hopefully installed before winter.
That's
Any
awesome,
questions?
Miss Dorothy, you guys raised so much money, that's awesome.
It was actually a really good time.
It rained, of course, in the middle of the day, at 10:30, of course. You know, it started at 8, and at 10:30, all of a sudden, we just had an outpour. And people don't like to bring their pretty cars out with them.
First time in 35 years mine's been wet.
It was always there, but I watched from the sidelines, it was pretty awesome, there were a lot of nice cars out there.
We had a 50-50 drawing, we made $119 on that, and, you know, it just worked out really well. People are really great in this town, or anybody, the surrounding area, because it wasn't just our town.
And I think the Hero Park's becoming a staple
Coming to destination.
See a lot of people there.
between that and the cow.
The cow for sure.
We won't call it a bull, we'll call it a cow. Clinton area ambulance update with Corey Witt.
Not a ton to update, we just, redid all of the articles, which you guys will see in your packet, we'll vote on that here at the action steps, I believe, if you guys are okay with it. Other than that, we're working on the bylaws currently. Finished the articles, moving on to the bylaws, trying to get those updated, so they're a little more modern, that's where we're at on that.
Thank you. Is Ed White here this evening? So we've added Ed to our agenda monthly, just for the Elsie Park improvement updates. He's the one that's been doing all the improvements at the park for the pickleball courts and the work that he's been doing, and it looks really good, so. Hopefully we can continue making it better and better, so,
There's a lot of people that go down there and play too.
yeah. It's busy all weekend, so.
Those of you that don't know, he's been able to do all that with donations and donating his own time to get that all taken care of, and it's absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, swing down there and check out all the things he's done. Yes, ma'am?
Just sharing since I know he's not here, that we did have a couple $1,000s worth of pickleball nets donated to our project. And so he helped install that, and along with that, some of the donors are the people who are starting the new clubs to teach people. So they're bringing people from surrounding areas who were playing in other communities here and teaching them, but also trying to start kind of like a league.
They did,
Yeah.
yeah. They started a Facebook group, and the first teaching event that was there, Ms. Patora put it on, and there had to have been 35 people there. It was a good time, because I was there, so it was fun, so.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so if anybody sees that out and about, thank him, so.
Huge
his
thank
time
you to
is
him
huge,
officially on
so.
the record.
All right, on to village business updates. We did receive a FOIA request. We did deny the FOIA request due to the investigation and the adjudication process under MCL 15.240 section 10. From this point forward, after 10 days, the Village of Elsie will respond to the appeal of the FOIA. Ordinance committee, we do not actually have an ordinance committee right now, so we need to create an ordinance committee, because we do have some ordinances that change or need to be changed. I would like, if you guys are willing, I'd like Joe, Mark, and would you be available? So we didn't have a committee because we were using a company called Unicode to actually clean and write our ordinances. We want to start doing that back in-house because it is extremely expensive. So we're going to create a committee. We'll schedule a day for the committees to meet and then make said changes accordingly. You good with it, Joe?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. Right now, we're gonna actually step into a closed session to discuss purchase options for property that the village owns. So we're gonna,
So you're gonna go in the other room?
yes, ma'am. That's where I was headed.
We're not
So
gonna leave.
we're not leaving.
I'll make a motion.
have Elsie.
Oh, God. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session and discuss purchase options.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Let's do a roll call.
Jason Freeman,
Aye.
Sam Free,
Aye.
Corey Witt.
Aye.
Mark Howell.
Aye.
Dorothy Ornelas. Aye. Todd Carroll.
Aye.
Joe Wondersen.
Aye.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
I'll make a motion to come out of closed session.
Support.
Motion's been made and seconded to come back to an open session. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. On to the treasurer's report.
Treasurer's report. BSNA chart of accounts conversion and BSNA online implementation, both funded by MOU provided by the Department of Treasury, are both in progress and should be done by October 2025. Gateway Neptune device is ready to be implemented with BSNA conversion. Those of you that don't know, that's our smart meter that's going to be able to read everybody's water usage, and if they have a leak, it will actually alarm us at what time, what date, and then we'll be able to fix it. Right now, how we do it is people complain, and then we have to do a water meter test and send the water meters in. If the village finds that the water meter is faulty, then we replace it. If the village finds that it was an issue like a leaky toilet, then the resident has to pay for it. And they also pay the $50 to get the water meter tested. State Treasury Department DEP monthly reports have progressed with significant improvement in financial transparency. Treasury also encouraged the village to contact MML to assist with an employee search for the clerk/treasurer position, and instructions were given to produce a quote for the cost, and that Treasury would consider reviewing the cost for potential grant funding. So they would actually help us in that job search. So that was good news for us. Treasury webinars have continued to be an exceptional resource to the Village of Elsie with fiscal sustainability and measuring its fiscal health. Next webinar is scheduled for September 11th, 2025 from 2 to 3 p.m. relating to critical accounting and financial auditing for local governments to measure fiscal health and fiscal crisis as well as capital expenses. Again, these webinars are free. Anybody can attend. They're great. They're a great resource, and they provide a lot of good information. They also provide documentation that you can print out as far as slideshow goes. That's all I got.
A motion to accept the treasurer report?
Support.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Police report.
Police report. Police highlights, August 2025. The Elsie Police Department conducted 23 traffic stops and 5 citations. Complaints have increased from last month with a total of 38 calls for service. Last month it was 32, just so everybody knows. A total of 235 hours were worked at the Elsie Police Department this month. Police activity for the month of August consisted of traffic enforcement, motor carrier enforcement, warrant arrest, attempt pickup, adult protective service complaint, and 1 property damage traffic report. Witt Township Chief Maroney invited me to assist with run hide fight training at the Ovid Elsie School District, where faculty members learn hands-on training regarding active shooter events. We try to do this every year. It's a great event. Good to be prepared for bad situations. The Elsie Police Department was able to attend both National Night Out here in Elsie, courtesy of Don Levy, as well as the Hero Park Car Show, where we even entered our classic fully equipped Crown Victoria patrol car in, and were fortunate enough to even receive a trophy. The weather wasn't the best, but of course we all made the best of it. Code and zoning enforcement has continued with 2 zoning applications being approved this month. As always, looking for another wonderful month in Elsie.
Make a motion to approve the police department report.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Managers report?
Steve Adair and I met with FB Engineering. Those of you that don't know, Steve Adair is our financial controller through the Woodhill Group. FB Engineering, they're the engineering company that actually helped with the sewer lagoons. We appreciate their assistance, and they're very knowledgeable and kind of help us with a lot of things regarding the water and sewer. So we met with them on August 28th regarding a proposal to assist with funding, planning, and completing for an intent to apply for the drinking water SRF grant. A drinking water grant that would be for all of the water mains here in the village of Elsie. The intent to apply is the first step in completing the drinking water SRF project plan and application. The preparation of this project plan application is generally $20,000 to $25,000. Again, the Department of Treasury has helped us tremendously, and they have continued to be resourceful. They advised that they would potentially help with that intent to apply, which would be $4,000 from FB Engineering. So they wanted us to get with them and get a quote on that initial intent to apply. Obviously, since I started, my number one priority has been the water mains. I think it should have been a priority a long time ago, and it saddens me that it wasn't. Treasury also advised that they sometimes look at soft costs on engineering projects. They also told us to get with the Treasury Michigan Infrastructure Council, MIC, who specialize in assisting local municipalities with more infrastructure grants as well. The Village of Elsie is hosting a listening session with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation and LEAP on Wednesday, September 18th, 2025 at 6 p.m. So we strongly encourage the public to be here. We'd love to start a DDA. That's been another thing that, you know, if you go downtown, there's probably about 3 buildings that are still open, maybe a little bit more. I do know that LEAP reached out to the businesses here in Elsie, and 8 people advised that they would attend that. So again, we don't really have a lot of business here in Elsie, and we want to change that as well. Village of Elsie currently pays approximately $20,000 a year for street lighting, which reduces funding available for core operations such as public safety and road repairs. Woodhill Group also recommended we look into possible street lighting grants, which we have done. So in the past, down by the park, that was a grant with the LED lights. But also explore grant opportunities from consumers, or the state would assist with full conversion of all of the old lights, as they are billed dusk to dawn. They're not on a timer like the LED lights. We actually did an audit when this first happened with our financial situation, and it was determined that the Village of Elsie wasn't willing to sacrifice shutting off streetlights. We weren't to that point. But again, it is $20,000, and if we can apply for a grant to get them to help us, at least get them, you know, more energy efficient, then that's another thing that we want to do. USDA fiscal year end report and assurance agreement is currently being completed regarding the sewer loan. The assurance agreement is basically saying that we are finally in compliance with our bond covenants for our sewer. We haven't been in compliance for that for a very long time. We are currently awaiting SIM cards for the Neptune 360 gateway, the smart water meter that we talked about. That's looks to be going on our water tower. They are going to come out and do a special assessment to make sure that that's the best place for that. DPW has also been working effortlessly with installing new meters. We've, as you can see, well, we'll talk about the DPW report, but we have received a lot of the meters that we received on that financial distress community grant. It was $148,000, so we appreciate that as well. There is one thing. Yesterday I received notice from the IRS that the Village of Elsie owes $89.93 for payroll tax that
that wasn't conducted properly. So, another hit on the village of Elsie, and that's from 2019. Why we're just now receiving the first notice, I have no idea. But that's, again, something that we have to look through and figure out what happened in 2019 and what didn't happen in 2019 according to the IRS 940 form that is to be filed. That's all I got for the village manager report.
I make a motion to approve the village manager report.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. DPW report.
Can somebody else talk?
Yeah, where's
DPW supervisor is sick today. I sent him. I don't blame him.
I'm sick too, can I go home?
I actually sent him home yesterday. He really is sick, I promise. So,
I believe it.
Somebody wanna read it?
somebody wanna read the DPW report?
I'll do it.
Alright.
Second page.
There we go.
Last page.
All right.
Back to it. Run back.
Speaking on behalf of Mr. Chris Orms, because he is apparently under the weather. Streets, nothing new to report. Sewer, lagoon, September monitoring. Well sampling was completed on 9/5/25, quarterly sampling. Hopefully after results are submitted to Eagle, the frequency is lowered. Our permit will be finalized then, I am assuming. Lagoon lift station, no issues here currently. East Island lift station, nothing new to report. South Ovid lift station is running good with no issues thus far. I like how we varied that a little bit.
That's fine.
Thus far.
Water, the new meters have started to arrive. We have received all of the 5/8 by 3/4 meters. The bigger meters will take longer, as I was told from the beginning. We have started installing them, 9/9/25. This will be a lengthy process as we are at the mercy of residents making appointments to let the DPW in to change them. On Wednesday, 10/25, I have a Teams meeting with the district, I being Chris Orms, by the way. Have a Teams meeting with my district engineer from Eagle Water, then an on-site visit with him on 10/17/25. This is a sanitary survey, which happens every 3 years. They will be going over a questionnaire on the 10th, and we'll be going through the well houses, water tower, and possibly records on the 17th. Well number 1, sampled well 1 for the SOC herbicides. If the results come back non-detect, again, we will be back on 3-year sampling cycle for them instead of quarterly. Wells 8 and 9. Well 8 and 9 is running as it should now. Storm drains, nothing new to report. Buildings and grounds, the salt shed is still on hold at this time. Cemetery lot markers are in and are currently working on marking out the new section, section 13. Park, weed killer was applied to the weeds around the track. Equipment, there is quite a bit of issues with our equipment. We will be addressing them when we can. Nothing under miscellaneous.
Well, and one of the things with the weed killer situation, one of the reasons that we didn't is because the big sprayer that we own broke, and we just don't have the funding, so they went down with the hand sprayer and actually walked in sprayed by hand.
Did Chris do that?
I think
Maybe.
Keegan got his steps in.
Somebody got their steps in, so, but it just shows that we're all trying, so.
I'll make a motion to accept the DPW report.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Action steps, we have 2. Number 1 is discussion of the lease agreement and purchase offer at 140 West Maple. The other is the approval of the Clinton area ambulance service articles. It was brought up at the last fire board meeting. There was a couple stipulations that they did request. One of them was that they did offer a cash 100,000 offer. The other is they wanted $1 a year for a lease. They would cover operating expenses. They did ask a couple rebuttals. They did ask if the lease agreement is negotiated, that they have an exit strategy for the lease agreement. The other is that when the water meter is placed on the building, because the building has never had a water meter, when it is placed, that we do just the facility water and the building itself only. We will not charge to fill the fire trucks, nor do we monitor or keep track of the fire hydrants themselves. Those were the two offers, the 100,000 cash or the $1 lease. Any discussion with said forth? We did have a meeting with US Treasury. They didn't basically give us a yes or no that we can or cannot. They basically said that we have to be financially responsible with the village of Elsie. So moving forward, one of the big ones that we've came across is fair market value for the purchase of the building itself. We did have an appraisal done for the building. The appraisal did come back at $300,000. The lease that was offered was a $1,200 a month option. That was what the lease basically was $1,200.
Well, I will say it again, I've said it a couple of times already this week. As much as it hurts my heart, and as much as it pains my soul, we can't offer them that building for sale for less than $300,000 because we stand to lose as a village too many things. Right now, you the public, we are on a bubble. If we make a fiscal mistake with the state, they will terminate all our contracts. For instance, if we took that $100,000, which I would love to do, they would replace the board, take over our financials, terminate that contract that we just signed for $100,000, and then they would make all of our decisions. They would take our assets, they would sell them, and I'm sure some of you are aware, we have somebody interested in purchasing our lagoons. We don't want somebody besides the village of Elsie to own our lagoons. The sale of the lagoon would make us black ink, but it gives them 24-hour access to the lagoons to do with what they want. I don't think that's something that we want as the village of Elsie. I do believe that if we could negotiate a lease to get us past this debt elimination plan, then we could entertain other offers for sale of the building. But if we do it now, we're gonna get hurt hard. Not us. I mean, yes, us. Yes, us too. But the entire village would pay for this for years. They take away all of the decision making of the board. All of it. So, I think it would be best if we could negotiate a lease that is fiscally responsible enough for Treasury to get us through to the end of this debt elimination plan.
How long does that take?
The debt elimination plan, I believe it is the end of fiscal 29. End of fiscal 29, which would be April of 29. And then in April of 29, we could entertain more reasonable offers for the building.
So at that point, you could maybe do the, that lower amount?
Theoretically, yes.
Theoretically, yeah.
Because we get our decision-making back. Right now, Treasury has every decision we make under a microscope.
Why?
Every decision.
Well, and it's not just that either. It goes further. It's every dollar in, every dollar out. Everything has to be accounted for monthly. The reporting.
What about getting something back from what was taken?
That is something that we can't even talk about.
That's right.
That's an open investigation.
Well,
We can't talk about it.
It would, how many years are gonna take to do the investigation?
That's on
That's up
state
to the state
police.
police. We have no
I mean, the
control
village
over
people
that.
should not be excluded from all this. And they are.
How did one person be in control? There should be more than one person in control.
Which is why
That's-
we've.
He's not anymore, that's
Yeah,
why.
one person
Well,
still
that's
is.
not-
Hold on,
That's what
hold
it
on.
means.
Hey.
Hold on.
This is not up for negotiation or discussion. This is something that is a serious investigation that the Michigan State Police controls. Yeah, we cannot discuss it, we cannot, names, etc. We can't go there. How did it happen?
Just saying.
It happened because there was a lot of false documentation that was presented to the board for a numerous amount of time. So, there was a lot of falsification.
So they falsified what they were gonna do, the intent and everything else
Correct.
to you guys, and you voted,
Correct.
you all voted yay for those
What was
things.
falsified.
It was falsified. And
Correct.
you still have, I mean, the Michigan State Police have those
Correct.
documents.
Correct. All the
Okay.
budgets and everything that was presented in past were all false. We actually were presented a budget that was actually an extreme amount of surplus that
Okay.
fell flat within a
Right.
4 or 5 month period.
So can I ask you
Again,
this?
is all things we should not be talking about.
Yes, exactly.
Correct.
Well, can I just ask this? So is the reason why the village has to pay more money in water and sewer rates and stuff via the state, that has nothing to do with the broke, you know, or how that?
No,
money's-
there's no correlation there. That was-
Michigan Rural Water actually came in and did a survey
Yeah.
and study, and the rates were so far below
Right.
market value,
Right,
they had not been changed in 15 years.
right.
And what was happening was the water usage that was being used was being, let's say you use 5,000 gallons,
Yeah.
you were being billed at the minimum.
Mhm.
So they were manually being lowered to the minimum instead of being charged for what the usage was.
Yeah.
And then on top of that.
So now, I was just wondering, cause yeah, we kinda inquired about it, we haven't been in our house for a couple months and we're getting billed, the minimum is 7,000, gallons for water and then 7,000 for sewer and stuff. And so that's like the minimum, right?
Correct, for the 2 month period, I believe it is.
You used to encourage
There is a
water use.
minimum now?
Yeah.
No, I thought we were gonna buy the thousand.
That we were
No,
paying
I was
thousands.
I
Yeah.
was told there was like, it could be very, very,
Isn't it
very,
by the
like,
thousand?
very low.
They're charging us
It's by the
So
thousand.
there's no minimum.
So yeah, there'd be no minimum, but
There's no minimum, but it is billed by the thousand.
by the thousand.
Okay, so in that minimum
It's
is
not a
7,000.
minimum, no.
But I mean,
No, we don't have
No.
any.
okay, it just says 7 on mine.
Well, that's what it said on ours.
Well, that would be for your 2 previous months, it would be before you guys moved out.
Right, well, and with one of them, one of those months was, we were already
So
on
what
there.
is the ready to serve fee then? If you're not using any water whatsoever in your home, what are you charging people for water and sewer when they're using zero?
That is money that was set up to pay for the water line replacement, to maintain our facilities. That's what our
Connection
goal
fee,
is.
isn't it?
Right, but what's the minimum
Connection
It's
amount
the connection
fees.
fee,
that you're charging? What is that?
It
to
used
be
like
connected
50
to
bucks.
the water service.
No, I mean, what is the amount? What's the dollar amount?
I don't have those numbers.
Cause I know Meridian Township is 24 every 3 months, Clinton Charter Township is like $9 every couple months. So I just thought that, $90 a month
That
is
should be
on
on
the
your
higher
water
end.
bill.
I was gonna say, it's all spelled out in your water.
Okay, we need to get back on topic.
Yeah.
Let's finish our action steps, discussion of the lease agreement.
All right, I'm done with my routine, I guess.
Okay, so due to the circumstances, I'm gonna make a motion to remove the land contract option at this time and present a $300,000 sale.
I'll make a motion to accept that offer.
Yeah, I got a question.
You'll have to wait until public comment.
So only one person in the board has a comment about what they just heard? Only one person? Nobody else has anything that they want to share?
Motion's been made for the 300,000
Why all of
sale.
a sudden is this now up for discussion anyways? I mean, you guys, is the fire department been sucking on you guys or something that you have to give up, do this lease or whatever, not have it like you've been doing it?
Correct, the agreement that we were in, we exited, so,
You exited.
correct.
Mark motion.
Mark made a motion.
Support it.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Roll call.
Jason Freeman.
Aye.
Sam Free.
Aye.
Corey Witt.
Abstain.
Mark Hal.
Abstain.
Dorothy Ornelas.
Aye.
Todd Carroll.
Aye.
Joe Underset.
Motion carried. Lease option.
I will make a motion for a lease option of $1,200 per month for 5 years, 0 interest and no increase. After debt elimination plan is up, we can address a new purchase price and allow the fire department to stay month to month. Adding exit with a 90-day notice and forfeit of deposit for the fire on the fire department's behalf.
I second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Roll call.
Jason Freeman.
Aye.
Sam Free.
Aye.
Corey Witt.
Abstain.
Mark Hal.
Abstain.
Dorothy Ornelas.
Aye.
Todd Carroll.
Aye.
Joe Underset.
Aye.
Motion carried. Approval of Clinton area articles.
That was a heck of a read, I might add.
Yeah, big one.
Big one.
Whole lot of changes in there.
I will motion to approve the CAASA articles as presented.
Support.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve Clinton area articles. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Does that require a roll call? Cause I see somebody's gonna sign it.
You be in roll call for that, Don? Okay.
Jason Freeman.
Aye.
Sam Free.
Aye.
Corey Witt.
Aye.
Mark Hal.
Aye.
Dorothy Ornelas.
Aye.
Todd Carroll.
Aye.
Joe Underset.
Motion carried.
Just one thing to add to that, if one of the municipalities votes no on this, it is dead in the water. According to the old articles, it has to be 100%.
So the 2/3 doesn't apply yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We have
That's
changed
this
the
article.
articles to 2/3 moving forward, but the old articles state 100%.
That'd be a good idea.
So because of that, we have to go by the old articles until these are approved. Once these are approved, we can go with the 2/3, but at this point, we're at the mercy of one municipality.
Thank you, Doug.
I knew about Wendy, I bet.
Some of them are.
All right, we're gonna go into public comment, but a couple things that I wanna make crystal clear. First is that we will not talk about the investigation that's ongoing with Michigan State Police. Second is we will not tolerate anyone being belligerent or rude. You will have 3 minutes. Please rise, state your name, state where you reside. On to public comment.
Hello, my name is Madison Webster Essex. For those that don't know me, I am a lifelong community member and property owner, as is my family, several generations back in Elsie. So first I have one statement to make. I sent an email to the village manager asking for the village's auto insurance and liability insurance carrier information on August 15th, and I received no response. So the taxpayers do pay the village, and we deserve to know that information without having it be FOIA'd, so I'd like that information given. Secondly, I'm here today because of the repeated misconduct by the chief of police, village manager, and acting clerk, Destiny Bryce. Based on my own experiences and speaking with well over 100 other residents from following areas, they do have similar stories. So I can't believe, honestly, that Ms. Bryce is acting in the best interest of our village or of human life in general. So on April 8th of 2024, I was run off the road by the Elsie police truck on the dam curb, probably well over 70 miles an hour. I had my son in the back seat, and I called and called and called before I got a response and was told it was not her. Again, she explicitly drives that vehicle. On August 14th, she sped up behind my husband, father-in-law, and brother-in-law nearly 90 miles an hour because they could not catch her on 57 and Chapin Road. She tried to pass in a right-hand turn-only lane at Merrill Road, which there was a car turning, so she could have hit and killed those people. The Clinton County Sheriff was called and the complaint was made. That is recorded. In 2005, I lost an immediate family member who was an upstanding community figure to this area to reckless driving similar to this. What is it going to take for these incidents to be investigated without a conflict of interest, for this dash camera footage to be reviewed, and for call logs to be reviewed, for accountability before somebody else gets killed in this community?
It should be known to everyone listening that the FOIA request that was denied was my dash cam footage request for this. And I have no issue taking this to the circuit court. I've already appealed it. So if you're going to deny it again, that's where it's going to go. The past employment history for her goes without mentioning. This is not a one-off experience. I shouldn't have to worry about my 81-year-old grandmother attending church safely because of the incomprehensible disregard that you harbor in your driving. Also, the village is in a deficit elimination plan, and you're worried about losing money from selling a building.
Yeah, you in the Papa's house.
Yeah, that's a statutory violation, driving leisurely and recklessly all over Hell's Half Acre that everyone sees you driving. So I'm more than happy to list several of these conversations that I've had with people. Other than that, there's multiple MCLs broken by the officer, and I'm asking the council to address this immediately for safety and financial well-being, because if you're concerned about finances in the village and losing money, you need to be looking into where the money is going with her driving.
I'll second that. I was the driver, and I have you on video.
I have you on video too, sir.
You got me on video, then why can't we have it?
Your investigation.
What's the investigation?
Not gonna talk about it right now.
Why?
That
We're
has
here.
nothing to do with what their investigation's on. That has an investigation to do with your driving.
Right. You
And I
went to
have a
pass me
picture
on the
of
road.
Merrill Road in 57 where it said, pass it, or right lane, must turn right, where you tried to go around and then flipped me off and threw your hands up and threw it in reverse and went around the truck.
And sped around.
I talked to Saginaw County, Gratiot County, and finally Clinton came and met me out front that you would not come to the office.
3 days in a row we came in here.
And left you voicemails.
3 days in a row. Emails, voicemails, and we got nothing in return. We wouldn't be here if you would have called back or stopped out front.
The only reply we got is from Jason Freeman to my wife's email. You've ignored every
That's
single
it.
one.
So who's the insurance company that allows you to drive like this? Do they
Right.
know?
I need to know.
3 minutes is up.
3 minutes is up. My wife stopped talking at 26. It's 8:26 right now.
It's always up when it's you, isn't it?
Just like you didn't stop up here on Hollister Road.
Now starts.
Wait, hold on.
8:27.
You don't have to give your name just so you're aware. That's illegal. They can't make you do that.
I'm a Fairfield Township resident, moved here 20 years ago, raised 3 children. This officer has put my family in danger 2 times, 2 incidents. I'd much rather not be here. Somebody needs to do something about it before she kills someone. St. Charles community has complained about this officer, complaining that it was their officer driving through their community. And she had to put a letter to St. Charles community saying it was her, not their officers. This Chesnang has several on their community page complaining about her. What is it gonna take? She's gonna end up killing someone or herself. I thank you for the position and the career that you chose. Please quit abusing your authority and do what you gave oath for. Protect our community, quit putting us in danger. Thank you.
Do you deny any of this? Is this not true?
Oh, I deny it all.
The funny thing is, you do know we have a video, right? Over 90 mile an hour on M57, no lights, no sirens.
Should I apply the video so everybody here can watch it?
I would like that.
I got it.
We already sent it to the news, so.
The news has it. I held off putting it on our Facebook page because I figured she would call me.
Papa's okay.
Just not quite right.
Officers throughout the other communities get several complaints. They told us we have to come here, talk to the village. There's nothing they can do other than keep taking complaints. We the people need to do something.
10:18 a.m. till 10:42. So you're gonna deny that was you that passed me?
Nope.
No?
Absolutely.
On the right.
On the
On the
right.
right?
On the right shoulder.
That could have killed
Would
somebody.
you like to see the picture of the road that says must turn right here?
We
We
have
live
that
there.
also. We have where we talked to Saginaw County first, 911.
Then they transferred me over to
To
Gratiot
Gratiot
County.
when we crossed another county line, and then to Clinton County last, where we turned around. And they said, go ahead, just stop following. She's not gonna stop. So that's the reason for the FOIA report.
And then to pass us southbound coming back into town and hide again?
Yeah, you guys are innocent, aren't you?
Innocent from what?
No.
Innocent from what?
I had a Genesee County officer tell me today that they have issues with you in Genesee County. What are you doing with Elsie police pickup in Genesee County?
What was you doing at Ryan's Roadhouse for 3.5 hours?
Yesterday.
In the Elsie police truck.
Running on taxpayer dollars that Elsie doesn't have.
Are there devices in the vehicle that log what's going on with the vehicle at all times?
Yes.
They're supposed to be.
Especially on a hard brake or a hard acceleration.
Like I know with my car insurance and everything, I have a device that shows all of that to where all of these claims could be proven true or false. Being a law enforcement vehicle, you would think that there's something logging everything in the vehicle. And if it's under investigation, that might be because it's been brought, so they are looking into it.
Correct.
Okay.
Any other public comment?
I have a question. Regarding the fire
Can you
department.
stand up, state your name?
Yes, I apologize. My name's Lacey Johnson. I've lived here since 2018, and in reading the news articles regarding the fire department, is it appropriate to come to the conclusion that we as residents are being double taxed for this fire department currently? That would be my understanding.
It wouldn't necessarily be double taxed. There's a millage that you do pay on for tax.
Yep.
The other part of the payments that we were paying as a village was taxpayer money that was going to.
Okay.
So basically, any taxpayer money that we received as a village, that's what we were paying it with.
Okay.
So in a roundabout way, yes.
That's kind of what I was
So,
thinking. I was
being
trying to stop.
in Duplain Township, you pay a millage to Duplain Township
Yeah.
on your taxes. That goes for the emergency services.
Yeah, I need
On top of
chips.
that, the village of Elsie is also paying for the building maintenance,
I
the
need
insurance on the vehicles, or on the building, consumers, all the utilities. So the taxpayers for the village of Elsie, we're also paying that dollar amount as well, indirectly.
Okay.
There wasn't an actual line item from each resident that went to that, but it went into the general fund, which was paying for that.
So my understanding, the fire department is actually Duplain Township, which covers multiple areas.
Duplain, Fairfield, and Chase
Okay.
are all covered by the fire.
Elsie residents, from my understanding of what everybody's saying,
Not covered by Duplain.
but we're the
So-
ones that are taking most of the cost.
Township's being double taxed on this?
Duplain Township
Okay,
pays the majority of your budget.
okay. I appreciate the clarification.
We pay for the operation and maintenance of all the buildings and the truck. So when did that change?
Any other public comment?
I have 4 topics, I'll start easy.
When we did the millage.
I hear you saying about it, but you're really.
I need to go in here like
The
that.
fall festival, is lined up to do anything? You guys know what's going on with it? Yeah. So they ask you to do something?
We set up bleachers, the DPW puts out the bleachers, they get police protection for the day, we don't charge them anything for the festival, all the donations go to the food pantry, the baby pantry. Am I missing anything?
I'm not here.
And we do trash with DPW, so.
Okay. All right, the other 3 topics are related to the water. Can you share again, what was your plan to install the water meters that you did? It sounded to me like you were running into an obstacle and you just got it. You can't get them installed.
Well, it's gotta be done by appointment.
How do you do? What's your plan?
The DPW is gonna lay out a map and then set the appointments per customer.
So you don't have a plan?
Well, we do have a plan, Doug, and if you want to come in and talk to the DPW supervisor about it, then that's fine, but there is a plan. He knows what water meters need to be replaced, number 1 in the village of Elsie. He knows where they're at, what their address is, and what the issue is. But I'm not gonna sit here and answer that question when my DPW supervisor isn't here. He's a professional, he does have a plan.
I do know he is in the process of trying to set up appointments with customers to get their water meters changed. In the order, yes, in the order of importance.
With flyers as well.
Back in July, I had asked a question, we were sitting in the other room over here. because some of you sitting on the other side of the table had mentioned that there was a plan for a water improvement. Water improvement. And I had offered at that time to be available. If you pick the date and the time and the location, I'd like to see what your plan is. That was in July.
Again, we just met with FD Engineering because the state of Michigan allowed us to receive the grant for the $4,000 for them to even start the proposal. So that's why we are going to apply for that intent in November. That's a 2-year plan. It takes a minute to get that done. So when that plan is in black and white, I will contact you and you can come in and we can take a look at it.
My third question about the water is we have a schedule or something for flushing the water line?
The fire hydrants?
Fire hydrant?
Yes, he is on a schedule now.
Okay, how do we see that schedule?
You'll have to get with the DPW supervisor, sir.
We usually do it at
So
night.
it's not available for public viewing?
I don't
It
think
should be advertised.
Yeah. It absolutely can be advertised.
It can
I just
be.
don't think he
it's
has.
just not been on display, but it could be.
And it's done during normal working hours?
It is
or
not, it's done in the evenings.
Okay, so why would it be done in the evening?
Because in order to flush the lines, you have to shut off so many mains, and we try to do it at night so we don't receive, we're not inconveniencing the residents of the village of Elsie. That's how it was explained to me. Again, I'm not a DPW supervisor, so.
So when the water, when the hydrants are flushed, there's probably something that kicks back in the system and there becomes some rust or something, rusty water that goes through your house. Is that correct?
Depends on where you live, but yeah, usually.
Okay, so if we have the ability to set a schedule, and we can notify the people that it's going to occur on a certain night, then they could respond to that, right?
Potentially.
Okay.
3 minutes.
No, my 3 minutes is enough because I wasn't speaking for 3 minutes, was I?
Yeah, you are.
No, I was not speaking for 3 minutes. This, by the way, came out of one of your last questions.
Yep.
Okay? And the people were not notified. So,
Kelsey
I'm
posted
asking
it on.
you to get off your pride horse, right? And start working with the people so that you can show them that it's an advantage to doing this kind of thing.
It was actually
It
posted.
was actually posted.
I posted it personally.
But if the people can't see the posting because they don't know where it is, what's the value?
Or when it is, I mean, like, that's the most important when.
People are taken out of their law.
Yep.
Where would,
Where would the public like it?
we're not trying to be facetious by any means, please don't take this way. But where would like she said, where would the public like it posted?
Mail it out.
At the front of the building. So, why don't we do it on Wednesdays like we
How about all
used
the
to do it?
80-year-old people that don't have Facebook
I
where
mean,
they post it?
my grandmother knew on Wednesdays, don't wash laundry.
Informational
You know?
flyers on doors. That's what we used to do.
Post office.
Door hangers, post office, gas station,
This is basic blocking
restaurant.
and
They probably still got them in the
tackling. You
DPW.
gotta start being transparent and communicate with the people that you're affecting.
I mean, if there's a
This
set
is,
schedule,
this is not acceptable.
if there's a set.
That's been that way for 30 years.
I don't care if it's 3 days. It doesn't matter. It's not
Move on.
acceptable.
Your
Yep,
3
move
minutes
on.
are up, Doug.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Jason, if
Yes,
I
sir.
can respond, having worked up at the village in the past, when did they get rid of having to put that in the paper that the flushing schedule? Because when I was up there, it was anytime we were flushing, like the week before, it went into the Meridian Weekly at least, and it was required to be done.
I don't remember seeing
100
it
years
in
ago, but I
quite
do
a
remember.
long time, so. If that's something that is being requested, then I'm sure we can look into it. But again, it's hard to answer why it's not on a specific day, specific time, when Chris isn't here, so.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Not that far. Oak Street. The water system has been in trying to get improvements for over 30 years. Councils before, even though we had opportunity to get funding, we didn't have the 10% that we had to put down as a village. So it never progressed. Even when we went after grants, you still have 10 to 20%, and that depends on the government. If they want to give it for 10%, a lot of times it's 25%. So if it's a $200 or $2 million grant, how much you got to have down? Over $200,000. This system never had that kind of money. We had checks and balances. We had 3 people sign checks, so we couldn't buy or purchase anything without the 3 people. The water system has always had an issue with rust, and when the fire department goes out, they're not going to notify you that they're going to use that system. And of course, it's going to stir it up. This system has 2.5% iron in it, or something to that nature. I'm sorry, the mains are 65 years old. You can't help but have that in there. And I don't care who it is that's running the system, they only have so much time to do it. I used to go out and flush it at night because it was less likely you're going to pull it into your system. The problem is, when you do flush it, and I used to turn valves all over this town, just so I could bring it down just one line instead of affecting everybody. Problem is, when we raised the rate, when that lagoon system was improved, everybody was at the council meeting bitching because the rate went up. But the problem is, residents will go out and spend $50 for a gallon of whiskey or beer, but bitch about $5 in water that you gotta have to live. So you need to think about what you're talking about before you come. I'm not defending anything here. I'm defending what's been done over the years. Gail's been there. Quite a few of us has worked for this city, or village. You can only do so much. When I was in there, the council we had made sure we were in the black. We had nothing to say about it. Doesn't matter. The state will come in and tell you what you have to do. It's not because they don't want it done, because they couldn't afford it. I wanted to put in a water treatment plant to take the iron out, but we didn't have the $2.5 million to do it. So what do? You continue working with what you have the best you can. And if you can't live with that, then maybe you need to think something else. Put on an iron removal system. Take a filter, put it in there. That will stop a lot of that from coming in.
That's 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dawn Levy, DuPlain Township, totally changing the topic. You're gonna see a lot of activity down at the dam over the next week. U.S. Fish and Wildlife is there, and they are moving the snuff box mussel.
If anybody's hungry,
No.
bring the steamer.
So, if you're new to the project, part of the reason we were able to receive $3 million in grant funding is yes, and we did make the match, but that's a lot of details, and it wasn't all cash match. Part of the reason is because we have an endangered species at the dam. The dam cannot be removed until the snuff box mussel is relocated. So they're down there with snorkeling and scuba gear, and they are moving the mussel from the Elsie Dam area. Quit laughing. Elsie Dam area to the Shepherdsville Bridge, where the ecosystem will take care of this lovely little snuff box mussel. They also have completed the metacoding, where they are identifying additional mussels through the DNA of the water. And then finally, they did 179 new chemical sampling. They gridded out just above the dam to see where the arsenic levels are. And we're hoping there's just a few hot spots, so it's going to be easier to do and remove the dam next June or July. So that's right. So if you see people down there and you want to you could probably walk in. They're not going to let you go too far, but maybe they'd let you see one of those guys.
Have you seen one?
I'm going down tomorrow to take photographs, because I want to write an article for National Wildlife Federation. Yay. And give them a name, because they've been a challenge. But there are quite a few, and they're gonna be there from 8:30 in the morning until 6 o'clock at night for the next week.
One more step in getting that issue resolved.
One more step.
How much did it cost to move those?
You really wanna know?
500 million.
Moving them, U.S. Fish and Wildlife has committed $100,000.
Wow.
I know, you would have liked the money, but the 100,000 will move the system. Removing the dam is gonna be the cheapest part of this entire project. The other $2.5 million is to do all the testing.
Yay.
Done.
All right, Miss Ann.
All right, I am Ann Sure, whatever, and I would like to know how much it costs to have your website put up yearly. I'm asking how much it costs to put up yearly.
I don't know what the quote is.
Do you have any idea how much?
Elsie, yeah.
$499.
I will personally pay for it so you can put up your minutes. I'm tired of not being able to look at the minutes.
And the ordinances, because you still can't read them online either.
They are on there. It is against the law not to have them.
Yeah,
and I don't want-
$1,000
You're
for
in
the
more
first.
trouble than you already.
Well,
okay?
hold on, don't say that, because they are posted on the board.
Okay, 3 places they have to be
Yep.
posted.
Yep.
One has to be either in the paper or online.
Yep, and you can come in,
Are they on in the paper or online?
I'll post them in the
Don puts them in
paper.
the paper.
You put the ordinance, you put the minutes in the paper?
They have to be
She just
online
puts
if
us
you
in
have a
our-
website accessible by the
The
public.
minutes are what?
Facebook,
According to the Michigan Open Meetings Act, they have to be
is it
posted on the
No.
website.
Okay, put them in Facebook as soon as you can, to cover your hind end, okay? And I will pay the $500, so you can, and then you can post when, you're gonna be doing the, fire hydrants. You can post other stuff that really needs
There
to
you
be
go.
on for people. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your webpage don't work. Talk to your person.
That's because it hasn't been paid for.
We have not paid it.
What happened to the
Claims money.
What
are you talking about?
We broke.
Because a lot of stuff.
They're not-
They're not on
Elsie,
They should be.
Elsie,
I'll show you.
Elsie.org.
Elsie.org here. Elsie.org. You're on, why is it not on yours?
Good question.
If you're on slash resources, we don't have a slash resources page, you just have to go to elsie.org, not slash resources. Yep, and then right here is forms, ordinances, and that.
I'm sorry, Miss Lacy, what was your question?
We used to get in our water bill monthly, we would get a newsletter that told us, when junk day was, when recycling day
Well,
was.
I will see what's
It
going
kept
on
the
with
community knowledgeable of what was going on, and it's more beneficial for the 80-year-old woman that doesn't get on the internet, What happened to that? Cause we've gotten one that I know of since the water went to 2 months, so.
Moving forward, every 2 months you should get it.
Okay.
So, moving forward, we're working on the kinks of the 2 months, paperwork and billing situation.
Okay.
Once that's handled and done, you'll see the newsletter start.
Okay.
well, she got one, but she don't wanna get one every 2 months with the water.
Right.
Yeah, part of it.
That's what she
Yeah,
said. She
the
don't-
downside to that is it'll only be every 2 months.
It'll be every 2 months.
Okay, so somebody's gonna have to contact everything that's coming up.
Potentially.
Okay.
But short version.
Any other comments?
Yeah. So my name's Amy Vermillion. I live at 411 North Oakwood Street. So last year, I moved and I rented out my house, and my ex-husband signed a quitclaim deed for me. So can you do that somewhere else, please? And so I asked, I'll wait until these guys are done, and then I'll start my 3 minutes.
I will pause for you now.
Go ahead, Amy. I'll stop talking.
So when I was done, when I came back, my ex-husband signed a quitclaim deed, and these renters got my home. And I was paying for their water bill, I was paying for their stuff, and I didn't know what to do. So I called Destiny and I asked her, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I don't want to pay for their water bill. So she said, go ahead and put it in their name. And I said, okay, then at least I won't have to pay for their water bill. And then after hiring an attorney, everything else, I got them out of my house last October. This year, I was helping another family who was living in a hotel. I let them live in my house for 3 months for free. Then they were gonna start paying me some rent, and they didn't. They paid for a couple months and then they stopped. And then all this water stuff came about, and I started freaking out. Like I'm like, these people aren't paying. I can't afford the water bill. What am I gonna do? You know. So I called Destiny and I asked her. I said, can I turn the water off? Yeah, it's your house. You know, you can turn it off. So I turn it off, and then the next day, whatever, I talked to these people. They're still not paying. And then I get a thing in the mail stating that I'm going to get sued for self-eviction because I turned their water off. And I'm like, I don't even know nothing about that. I just can't pay your water bill. And so Destiny calls me and says, why don't you just let them put it in their name? And I said, because last year when I did that, like she told me to, when this all happened with this quitclaim deed, the response I got from her when she was in my yard, and I've got everything on video as well, sir, and I've got Jason's comments on video as well, I've got everything. Because this year, when I said, oh, no, I'm not putting that in their name at all, because last year I did that, and when I did that, you stood in my yard and said, you have to get off your own property because it looks like this isn't your property anymore. Your ex-husband of 4 years, so my question, I said I can't do that. I can't put it in their name because I already did that once, and you told me that because it was in their name, it looked like it was their property. So I, behind all that, this time I call and I ask, and I say, and she said, well, they can't live there without water, right? I had no idea. She told me that. She told me she was going to call the health department. She told me she was going to call CPS. They aren't supposed to live there. I then went to Jason Freeman, and Jason Freeman said that Destiny said that she was going to stay on top of it. She was going to make sure she called. She wasn't going to screw around this time. It wasn't going to happen. Called her probably 5 times. She's on vacation, everything else.
Sorry, Amy, we gotta move on.
So, have you called?
Not getting in the middle of that right
You want to know why? Because she hasn't.
That's right.
now. It's under a criminal investigation.
Do your job.
3 months. You're the village manager.
Do your
There's no
job.
water.
She's too busy driving up in Chestnut and Saginaw County.
3 months, no water.
Enough. We have to stop.
I just want everybody to know,
Amy, please
I
stop.
talked to Jason and Todd Carroll
Let's talk
as
the
well.
news.
3 months.
I got one more question. It's public record, right?
What's
How much are we paying her as our chief? How much does she make?
How much does she make for every job she does
Right.
collectively that the village is paying her for?
Like Shane?
For each title that she holds, what does she make?
I mean, it's public record,
That's
right?
public
It is
record.
public record.
Didn't you
So
guys
what
vote
is it?
on what you're paying her?
What do
You
we
guys
pay
voted
her?
on it.
I have that number in my head.
She knows.
She knows how much she makes.
Or do we have to FOIA
I know how much I make. Sam, you know how much you make a year? Yeah. How about you, Jason? You know how much you make a year? No, no answer.
He's got 2 more minutes. I'm watching the clock also.
I know how much I make. How much do you make, Destiny? Public record. At the chief. I'm not asking for the rest. How much do you make as a chief here?
I don't know.
She ain't gonna answer.
You don't
She
have to
wouldn't even
answer that.
me. She hung up on me. Told me she wasn't gonna get rid of my trash. That was where the
We'll just
exact words.
FOIA, it'll get denied. And
Exact
then we have to
words.
go to the circuit court and
She's
spend
not gonna
money
get
with
rid
a
of my
lawyer.
trash. I didn't come to you about that, Jason.
Sounds like your community isn't very happy with you guys.
You guys live in the village? Just curious.
We own property in this village, pay taxes.
My
in this
address is
village.
Elsie.
My family has owned thousands
So,
of acres
yes, I
for
pay.
generations.
Still does. Yep, I still pay. Not quite right that you won't tell us. How much are we
My
wasting?
great grandparents lived here. We put our
You can
families
stop
in
my time, I'll
danger.
sit down. That's a
Why
joke.
wasn't anybody asking all these questions and grilling the last village manager that's currently being investigated for embezzlement?
The one she's friends with?
We're not talking about that.
It's just crazy that we're.
Any other public comment? Need a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor?
Fucking ass.
Opposed? Motion carried.
If everybody